Hey friends, and welcome back to Sewing from Scratch. I am Kate, and this is where I teach you everything I know about sewing and we learn more together along the way. Today I'm spilling the tea on why I don't think I'll buy a computerized sewing machine again. So if you've been around a while, you know that I purchased my Pfaff Ambition 610 about 2 years ago now, and I actually have a few videos talking about it, one of which is super popular on my channel. So I go over kind of what I didn't like about it. It was like my initial reaction, and then I did one about a year ago or less than a year ago as sort of an update on that and talking about the machine needs to rest issue and that kind of stuff. And now, after having a computerized machine for nearly 2 years, I want to tell you why I just don't think it's for me. So when I was shopping for my new machine, I thought that computerized machines were the best. I thought I needed one. I thought that's what was going to take my sewing to the next level. I thought for some reason that the quality would just be better because I'm paying more and it's got a computer in it and all that. And I guess this comes with wisdom and age and experience, but more money, computerization is not always better, and in a lot of cases it's actually worse. But at the time I thought I wanted a computerized machine. I thought it was going to be so much better, so that's what I bought. I spent a fair chunk of change on this machine, and looking back, I obviously don't think I would have bought it. Like, if I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I would have used the same amount of money as in a mechanical machine, and or maybe, you know, even upgraded to some sort of industrial, that sort of thing, to get a more powerful machine for the same amount of money because it doesn't have the computerization. Okay, so I'm just blabbering at this point. Let's get into what I don't like about them. So I've kind of alluded to it or hinted at it, but computerized machines just, I don't know, they're just not as solid as like a metal mechanical machine. And I think it feels kind of fragile, I guess, because of the computerization and the circuit boards, and you're not supposed to have magnets near them, and all of these things just make them feel so fragile. Like, I need to be ultra careful with it. Also, because I spent some money on it, you know, I try not to have my kids too close when I'm not around and that kind of thing. So they just feel less sturdy. And with that being said, there are certain settings in here that help it to not break down or not do anything that it's going to put too much stress on the machine. So again, if you go back and watch those videos, I talk about the machine needs to rest warning that comes up, and it stops your machine, doesn't let you go. There's other things that'll happen where it doesn't let you go, and you can't override those warnings or those issues. So if it's something that I know the machine is just being touchy and I want to keep sewing, I can't. I have to use the hand wheel, which, I mean, again, the hand wheel on here isn't meant for like turning and sewing with. So I don't like that. I can't override the computerization. Another thing with the computerization is you can't, on this particular machine, you cannot save your settings. I know there are some computerized machines that you can, and I've talked about this before, but if I set it to a zigzag stitch of a certain width and length, or a satin stitch with a certain density that's really important, and I'm working on a project, and then I get called away and I just shut it off, and I don't have that written down anywhere or saved on my phone or taking a picture or anything like that, it's gone. I have to go back and try and remember and figure out what I had it set to so that I can get the same setting again. Again, like I said, some machines do save that for you, but this machine doesn't. Another thing is there's just too many options, and there are mechanical machines with a ton of options as well. And again, when I was looking, I'm like, the more options, the better. Let's do all the options. Honestly, you guys, it's not that important. You need to really think about what you're going to use your machine for and be honest about what you're going to learn in the future, what you plan to learn. For me, I knew I'm not a quilter and I had no plans of starting quilting, so I wasn't looking for a quilting type machine, although this did end up being leaning towards that with the wider throat plate and things like that. But this machine has an abundance of options that I'm never gonna use, like the stitches. There's some really fun decorative stitches. I have thought about going ahead and making a book with all the stitches in it just for reference. So I might use it for that, but then honestly, would I ever use it again? I don't know. This machine will hopefully last a long time, so who's to say what I'm going to be into in the future? But you need to be really honest. Do you need all those stitches? No. There was one that had the alphabet in it as like decorative stitches. I think I would have used that more than anything I have in here now. So in general, computerized machines do come with more options, but it's just too many, and then it kind of feels wasteful. I know that sounds weird, but it just does. Okay, and now probably the number one reason why I will not buy a computerized machine again is because you just can't maintain them at home. I'm used to just taking my machine apart, figuring out what's wrong. Obviously, sometimes I take it to the repair shop if it's not like a visible, easy fix, but I'm used to just being able to get in there, see what's jammed, pull it out, keep going. This computerized machine, I have tried, and I hope my repairman is not watching this. No, he's not. This machine, I have tried so hard to get into it. I can't get into it. I cannot get into it. I don't know how the repairman does it. He's got some special magic wand or something to get in there. You can't get into them. You have to take them to the repair shop, which if you're not on warranty, mine's still on warranty and I get free service, but if you're not, it's like over $100, closer to $200 every time you have to take it in. I just picked up my machine from the repair shop after it being there for a month. My repair shop is 2 hours away from my house. That's where I bought the machine from the dealer. I don't get there that often, maybe a few times a year. Honestly, since I bought this machine, it's always been planned around this thing because it's been to the shop several times for simple fixes. This last time, this was the culprit. This little wad of thread that was caught in the take-up lever, which I knew. That's why I was trying to get into it. I knew there was probably thread caught somewhere in there and I just had to pull it out. The machine would run perfectly again. Nope, gotta take it in, get it serviced. What am I gonna do when the warranty runs out and that happens? Right? That is why probably won't buy a machine that you can't get into again. It just costs money over time, like me having to drive it to the city so often and paying for the repair and downtime. Yes, I have backup machines, but it's still not the same as my main machine, you know. It just costs a lot of money over time because you can't maintain them yourself. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that a computerized machine of equal caliber to a mechanical machine, you know, same kind of specs and all that in terms of sewability, I don't think the computerized machine will last near as long as that mechanical machine because the electronics are going to give out long before any of the mechanics do. And that's the pricey stuff to repair. So is it worth it? Honestly, I would not recommend a computer. I actually can't even think of a situation where I would say it would be better for you. So yeah, that's really negative, but it's just my honest opinion from using both types of machines. So I hope that video was kind of helpful, even though, like I said, it was quite negative. I just want you to know what you're getting into because I wish I would have done a little more research when I was looking to buy and maybe not been so ignorant about it. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And if you watch Blueprint DIY, she did a similar video where she talks about her feelings about computerized machines, so I will actually link that down below too because it's a really good video. All of her videos are phenomenal, but that's a really good one if you're looking at buying a computerized machine as well. So thanks again so much for being here, sticking to the end, watch my video. Don't forget to like if this content was helpful for you and hit that subscribe button so you can see me in the next video. Bye!